night. Jason McCumber on camera, Eric Dean and Jim McCumber here on Nelsonville TV Cable's Channel 15. Buckeyes coming in at 6-3, 4-0 in the Ohio Division. Alexander 2-7 and 0-4 in league play. Last week, the Buckeyes defeated Belpre 26-14, while Alexander lost to Wellston 28-20. Last year, Nelsonville York defeated Alexander 47-12 at Boston Field, and 2 years ago here at Alexander High School, the Buckeyes won 40-13.
Yeah, I tell you, this year, Coach Arno is this year, Coach Arno, I tell you, he's got this Spartan team improving every week. Last week against Wellston, they went down to played the Rockets to a 28-20 game. Tell you, a much improved Alexander team, and I'm sure we'll see that tonight.
Of course, everybody knows the history of this series. Alexander has never defeated Nelsonville York in football, and it's been 38 years. This is year number 39, and obviously the Buckeyes don't want to change anything tonight. And also, Alexander is 0-44 in Ohio Division games since joining the Ohio Division of the TVC in 1997.
I'll tell you, and Alex, I'll tell you what they're bringing this game too. What they bring to the game this year is that they got a good group of senior athletes, and led by Rylan Kirkendall at that running back position. And I tell you, I think they're going to come out. They're fired up, and not only do they want that first Ohio Division win, what a game it would be for them to beat the Buckeyes and get this huge upset.
Buckeyes are receiving, taken by Bear Lewis. Right around the 25, comes to this side of the field. Bear Lewis, nice return for the Buckeyes. He stepped out of bounds right around the 45-yard line, maybe the 44, and that's where the Buckeyes will have their first possession.
A short kick that time by the Spartans, and Bear was playing that midfielder, was able to turn the corner a little bit, get a nice gain.
And obviously when you play a team like this, it's important to come out and play well early and take them out of the game and the crowd out of the game. See if the Buckeyes can have a successful drive here on their first series. Buckeyes will go out of the shotgun. Jay Edwards with the snap. Option pitch out to Bear Lewis. Running room for Bear on the outside. Nice run by Bear, and he's going to have a Buckeye first down close to the 40-yard line of Alexander.
About a 16-yard pickup, and I'm not sure if the Buckeye coaching staff saw that, but the Buckeyes went to a 40 spread. No one covered. One of our wideouts, Adam Wagner, was out there all by himself. He just was able to come down, get that nice block, and was able to free up Bear on that option.
So the Buckeyes first and 10 at the 41 of Alexander. Buckeyes going out of the I formation. Bear Lewis at fullback, David Jolly at tailback, and Jolly takes the pitch to this side. Now he'll cut it up. Jolly with a nice run.
And Jolly
waiting for the spot, and he picks up about 7.
Tell you, we saw that last week a lot out of the Buckeyes. They ran that I formation, was able to get Jolly on the outside. And what's going on with a lot of these teams, they've seen us power the football in between the tackles, and I tell you, this is a good play to get Jolly, which has got good speed on that outside corner.
So the Buckeyes 2nd and 3 at the 35 of Alexander. Edwards takes a snap, hands it off to Jolly, and he's taken down after a short game for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Jolly's tackled in there by Cody Richards, playing that linebacker spot. And we ran that some last week, too, that little misdirection, faking to Bear and the quick dive. And Spartans were ready for that time, and Jolly only able to get a couple yards that time.
So the Buckeyes now with a 3rd and 2. Buckeyes right around the 34-yard line of the Spartans.
Once
3rd
again.
down and 2. Hand off to Bear Lewis. Bear fighting for that first down. It looks like he's got it.
Tell you, once again, they're not covering our wideout out here, and tell you, any type of spot pass or anything out here in the flat, it's going to be a wide open play for Jay Edwards.
Buckeyes right around the 29-yard line of Alexander, first down and 10. Option goes to the right, pitch out to David Jolly, trying to turn the corner. He does so. And Jolly's taken down after another nice game for the Buckeyes. It looks like he's got another Nelsonville York first down.
Yeah, about 11-yard, 12-yard game for Jolly. He's tackled by the Alexander linebacker, and the reason he's tackling is because they're not spreading anyone out covering Adam Wagner. So Adam's just down blocking on the first one that's coming, and I tell you, that's really freeing up that outside for David Jolly.
Buckeyes first and 10, right around the 18-yard line of Alexander. Jay Edwards at quarterback, takes a snap, keeps it himself around this side. Edwards trying to get the corner. Nice run by Jay. And he's down close to the goal line, maybe knocked out right around the 2. It'll be a first and goal for the Buckeyes.
Jay, just outstanding speed. He was able to outrun the defensive end this time. And you got to give a lot of credit to, I believe, Joey Smeltzer for picking up that block on that end, or Gene Hartman, because tell you, just a good block that time and able to free Jay up on the outside.
First and goal from the Spartan 3. Buckeyes in the power I. Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Jolly on the right side, and he is in for the Buckeye touchdown.
They are running right behind Travis Saylor and Carl Sarver that time, and that's nice blocking up front. Jolly went into the end zone without hardly even getting touched.
Buckeyes will attempt the extra point. Gene Hartman will be holding for Jay Edwards, who will attempt the extra point for the Buckeyes. Nice snap, hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:53 to play in the first quarter, and the Buckeyes take the opening kickoff, and then they drive it right down the field and go up 7-0 on the Spartans. Bear Lewis will kick it away for the Buckeyes. Rylan Kirkendall back deep for the Spartans. Short kick, take a hop, picked up by Kirkendall. And Kirkendall is taken down right around the 35-yard line of the Spartans.
And Cody McLean on the tackle, and I tell you, we're going to see a lot of Rylan Kirkendall, I can guarantee it, on this first possession for the Spartans.
Last week, Rylan Kirkendall had 29 carries, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Wellston.
Yeah, which, Wellston, good defensive team, and, like I said, we know the Spartans team is definitely improving, and when your tailback's gaining over 100 yards, they're definitely going in the right direction.
Matt Demoski is the quarterback for the Spartans, pitches it out to Kirkendall, trying to cut it up. And he's taken down after a short gain for Alexander, a gain of about 3. It'll bring up second. Actually, a gain of 4. It brings up second down and 6.
Right down there by Josh Hodson and David Jolly, and that's a perfect example of what we're going to see tonight out of the Spartans. They're going to try to get that ball in Rylan Kirkendall's hands on the outside. Very elusive back, has great speed, and I just think we're going to see a lot of Kirkendall.
Matt Demoski again at quarterback. Hands it off to Kirkendall around the left side. Kirkendall gets their corner for the Spartans. He's got an Alexander first down, it looks like.
Tell you, we were in the backfield that time. What they did, they faked to the fullback, tried drawing linebackers in, then give it to Kirkendall right off your fullback, and Kirkendall was able to get to the outside corner and was able to pick up about 7 to 8 yards.
Of course, Kirkendall very fast. Some people you talk to feel that he's faster than Dustin Adams out of Belpre, and other people felt Dustin is the faster player, but when you're talking about those two, it's, of course, a lot of speed. The ball's loose, and it looks like Nelsonville York has it, and they do. Is that Trevor Polly on it for the Buckeyes, I believe?
Yeah, and that time they tried to run a little counter trap play to the backside, and it looked like our nose guard was in there in the backfield, disrupted that play and caused the fumble.
And obviously that's something the Spartans can't have against the Buckeyes, is turning the ball over.
Yeah, they're going to have to have positive plays every time. The Buckeye offense, especially the last 3 weeks, and the power game has just really came along for the Buckeyes. And like you said, they're going to have to have positive things every offensive time they get the ball.
Buckeyes out of the shotgun. Jay Edwards at quarterback. And it looks like the Spartans want a timeout, and they do get the timeout. 7:38 to play in the opening quarter. 7-0, Nelsonville York. Buckeyes out of the shotgun. Edwards rolling to this side. Now takes it back to the other side. Jay Edwards breaks a tackle. Nice run by Jay Edwards. Let's see if he's got the first down.
Tell you, it almost
right around the first down marker.
It almost looked like a designed play that time. The Buckeyes actually spread 3 out this time, brought Ryland Kirkendall out of the center of the football field, and Jay rolled hard this way. And like I said, I don't know if he saw the seam backside or if a designed play for him to run the backside, because he went there really quick and picked up a 9-yard gain.
2nd down and 1 for Nelsonville York at the 37 of the Spartans. Buckeyes out of the I formation. Jay Edwards at quarterback, takes a snap, pitches it out to Jolly coming to the side. Jolly tries to cut it back up to the center of the field, and he's going to be driven back, but he's got enough for a Buckeye first down.
That time it looked like the Spartans did a good job of trying to spread the play out, and Jolly from his tailback was able to try to find some sort of seam to be able to pick up those couple yards we needed for that first down.
7:12 to play in the opening quarter. 7-0. Nelsonville York leading Alexander. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Spartan 34. Out of the shotgun, the Buckeyes with 2 wide receivers split out on each side. Jay Edwards takes a snap, option, pitch out to Bear Lewis. Bear Lewis with some running room, and he's going to go down after a nice pickup for the Buckeyes. Looks like he picks up about 5 or 6. 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5.
They ran the option again out of the spread that time, and once again, no one's covering. And I'll tell you, Adam Wagner's having a great blocking game right now, because he's just been able to come downfield and block the first one it shows. And I'll tell you, Bear's been able to pick up about 7-8 yards every time we've ran that play.
Buckeyes at the 29-yard line of the Spartans, out of the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Jay Edwards takes a snap, hands it off to Bear Lewis on a draw play, and nice run by Bear Lewis. He's got another Buckeye first down. He picks up about 8 yards.
Demonsky, it looked like on the stop, and a little different look at time. That time out of the shotgun, was able to give it to Bear right up the middle of the field, and trying to spread out that Spartan defense a little bit. They are starting to come out just a little bit. Linebackers are spreading a little bit now, and I tell you, that's where you start running the ball when we start to see that.
10-yard pickup for Bear Lewis. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the 19 of Alexander. Buckeyes out of the T formation. Jay Edwards at quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off to the first man through.
Josh Hodgson. Yeah, Josh Hodgson, the ball carrier, seeing some little bit of time at that fullback spot, and
picks up about 4 for the Buckeyes.
Number 23, Josh Hodgson.
2nd down and 6 for Nelsonville York.
For the Buckeyes, brings up 2nd down and 7.
5:18 to play in the first quarter. 7-0, Buckeyes on top. Nelsonville York in the power formation. Edwards takes a snap, hands it off to Jolly. Jolly breaks it to the outside. David Jolly's going to be in for a Buckeye touchdown from 16 yards out.
Yeah, man, that really looked nice. They lined up that power formation, and Jolly just stayed right behind his backs, waited for him to get about 4 or 5 yards downfield, pick the linebacker defensive end up, and I tell you, he was able to cut it out, just outrun him to the end zone. Jolly's 2nd touchdown on the night.
Zach Talbert will snap, Gene Hartman will hold, and Jay Edwards will attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So 4:59 to play here in the first quarter. Good start for the Bucks. They lead the Spartans 14-0. Bear Lewis once again to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Rylan Kirkendall back deep. Bear Lewis with the approach and the kick. Nice kick on the far side. Alexander return man brings it up the middle of the field, and he's upended. Nice tackle by Nelsonville York, right around the 30-yard line.
I tell you, Bear Lewis down there on the tackle, I tell you, kicks the ball, was able to run down there and get the tackle, and trying to kick, actually kicked away from Rylan Kirkendall that time.
Spartans a week ago had 230 yards rushing against Wellston. Of course, the Buckeyes only allowed 44 yards rushing to the Belpre Golden Eagles. Alexander 1st and 10 on their second possession. Demoski rolling to this side, looking to throw, does so, hits Kirkendall. Kirkendall breaks away momentarily, but then is taken down as Kirkendall will pick up 1 yard, I believe.
John McCullough on the tackle, and
there is a flag down. Personal foul, face mask on the Buckeyes. So that'll be a 15-yarder and an Alexander first down. So the Spartans will have it in Buckeye territory, right around the 48. Matt Demoski over center at quarterback. Takes a snap, hands it off to Cody Richards, and he takes it across the Buckeye 45 to the 44 on a gain of 4.
And John McCullough and Bear Lewis on the tackle. I tell you, Richards hit the hole really hard that time. Nice blocking up front that time by the Spartans. Nice 5-yard gain.
Second down and about 5 for the Spartans. Ball spotted at the Buckeye 43. I formation for the Spartans. Pitch out to this side to Kirkendall, trying to get outside. And Kirkendall taken down. It looks like he'll be just shy of a first down for the Spartans.
Tell you, the Spartans found something right there they're going to continuously try to go to, and Kirk just trying to get Kirkendall the ball on the outside. He's got 2 lead blockers already out there, and plus they're pulling an inside guard. And tell you, John McCullough was just about a yard from getting him, and that tells you the speed that Kirkendall has in the backfield.
Third down and 1 for the Spartans at the Buckeye 39. Matt Demoski at quarterback takes a snap, hands it off to Richards, and he's got a Spartan first down as he takes it to the Buckeye 37 on a gain of 2.
They had Trevor Polly, and tell you, Trevor probably came off one of his better games last week. Had a great game on the defensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes last week, and picks up his second tackle here tonight.
At about the 37-yard line.
3 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Buckeyes 14, Spartans 0. Alexander 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville York 37. Out of the I formation, Demoski hands it off to Kirkendall, and he's met right around the line of scrimmage, but he dives forward for a gain of about 2 for the Spartans.
Yeah, Steve Young on that tackle, and I tell you, you got to give a lot of credit that time to the Alexander tailback, because he looked like he was stuck right at the line of scrimmage by the Buckeye defensive front line, and he was able to squeeze through there, pick up 2 yards.
Second down and 8 for Alexander at the Buckeye 34-yard line. Spartans out of the I formation. Cody Richards at fullback. Rylan Kirkendall at tailback. Kirkendall takes the handoff, and he's met for a yard loss back at the 35.
That's Adam Barber, and that's another defensive lineman that put up big numbers last week against the Belpre Golden Eagles. And
So the Spartans now have a 3rd down and 9 at the Buckeye 35. Minute 52 to play in the opening quarter. Matt Demoski on his 3rd and long situation last week against Wellston was 5 of 12 for 45 yards and a touchdown passing for Alexander. And the Buckeyes jump, and this might make it a little more workable for the Spartans.
Yeah, I tell you, that even changes your play calling now. You know, Spartans are going now look instead of a 3rd down and 8, they're looking at a 3rd down and 2, and that now you can possibly look at maybe pitching Kirkendall the ball on the outside, and he's been averaging right around 6 yards a carry right now. So yeah, that's a good sign. We're probably going to see him on this play right here.
Of course, now the ball's at the Buckeye 30, and Spartans, of course, in 4-down territory. It's 3rd down and about 3. Spartans out of the I formation. Demoski takes a snap, hands it off to Richards. He's got a 1st down or more. Cody Richards cuts to the outside. And Smeltzer will take him down inside the Buckeye 5, right around the 4.
Tell you, they ran a backside trap. They ran a little 51 trap play that time, pulled this play side guard, and Richards came through untouched. And what a nice gain that time by Cody Richards.
First and goal for Alexander. Buckeyes leading by 2 touchdowns, but Spartans trying to cut the Buckeye lead in half. First and goal at the 4. Cody Richards, the lone back for the Spartans. Matt Demoski hands it off to Richards. He's knocked backwards, gets away, and he's taken down right around the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Bear Lewis looked like was on a blitz, was able to push that guard back and made Richards change directions and was able to bring him down there, David Jolly.
He picked up a yard to the 3. We're at 2nd and goal. Ball actually right around the 3.5. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Spartans out of the I formation. Demoski takes a snap, pitches it out to Kirkendall, and Kirkendall will go down. Not much there. He gets it to the 3-yard line.
They had John McCullough from defensive tackle positions out here. Tell you, that's a nice hustle to see your defensive lineman making tackles out on the outside of the box. And
clock running at 5 seconds. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play here at Alexander High School. At the end of 1, Nelsonville York leads the Spartans 14-0. Alexander, 3rd and goal from the Buckeye 3. Handoff straight up the middle and nothing there.
Bear Lewis met him right at the time the ball got to Cody Richards, and I still think
John McCullough also in on the tackle.
And I still think the best bet for the Spartans right now is getting Rylan Kirkendall the ball, letting him try to outrun run the Buckeyes to the corner of the end zone. And
they show that he picked up a 2-yard gain to the 1. It looked like there was nothing there at all. Scoreboard showing 4th and goal at the 1. Spartans 4th and goal at the Buckeye 1. Demoski runs with it, throws, and it is incomplete.
They a really surprised call. I thought for sure we would see Rylan Kirkendall running the ball on the outside, and
it's a nice goal line stand for the Buckeyes, and they keep that 14-0 lead in the opening minute of the second quarter. Buckeyes 1st and 10 on their own 1-yard line. Buckeyes have scored on their first 2 possessions. And this time they're starting back on their own 1 after the nice defensive effort by the Buckeyes.
Tell you what, a great job that time by the Buckeye defense.
Bear Lewis straight up the middle, leaps through that line, and it looks like he's got a Buckeye 1st down. He's right around the 11. Let's see where they spot it.
Yeah, I thought we might see Jay Edwards that time on the sneak, but
that is a Buckeye first down.
Bear just runs so hard, you almost have to give him the ball at that type of situation.
11-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Buckeyes. Jay Edwards over center at quarterback. Pitches it out to this side to David Jolly, looking for a hole, trying to cut the corner, and David Jolly's taken down. It'll be a short gain on the play for the Buckeyes, gain of 1 or 2.
I'll tell you, Ryland Kirkendall had to come up from the safety to make that spot, make that tackle on Jolly, and I'll tell you, he really got up there quick.
So the Buckeyes now 2nd down and 9 on their own 13 after the 1-yard gain.
So we're going to go after the game ball here a little bit. 2nd down and 9.
Buckeyes going out of the I formation. Jay Edwards over center, takes a snap, hands it off to Bear Lewis, straight up the middle. Bear Lewis is upended after another nice game for the Buckeyes.
Once again, Ryland Kirkendall on the tackle, but Kirkendall's making the tackles from a safety position. That's definitely not a good thing when you want when your safety is leading the your team in tackles.
First down, Nelsonville York. Buckeyes opening up some nice holes. And
tell you, Buckeyes 7
offensive line.
Yeah, I tell you what a job up front that line's done has been doing, and they've really done a great job in this since we went to this power type ball game since the start of that Ohio division, and they've just really come off the ball really well.
Now we're ready to go. Clock running at 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Buckeyes leading 14-0, 1st and 10 on their own 23. Jay Edwards out of the shotgun. He's looking to pass, and now he'll run with it. Jay Edwards taken down after a short game for the Buckeyes.
He's brought down in there by Cunningham from the Spartans. Little design draw play that time, and Lewis came in and made the first contact with the first blocker. I tell you, Cunningham came up good, made a nice tackle.
2-yard gain for the Buckeyes, 2nd down and 8. Nelsonville York on their own 25. Buckeyes out of the I formation. 2 receivers split out to this side, 1 to the far side. Edwards takes the snap, and whistles blow the play dead. It looks like we have a legal procedure on Nelsonville York.
It looked like Buckeyes were getting ready to set up the option that time too, and
so that'll make it 2nd down and 13 now for Nelsonville York.
That's the 2nd penalty tonight on the Buckeyes for 20 yards.
Buckeyes back on their own 20. Buckeyes will split 2 wide receivers out to each side out of the shotgun on 2nd and 13. Buckeyes on their own 20-yard line. Jay Edwards takes a snap, looking for a receiver. Now rolls to the other side. Now coming back to this side, Jay Edwards. And Edwards fakes the throw. He's going to run with it, and he picks up some nice yardage for the Buckeyes.
I tell you, you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line that time. Jay was trying to find an open receiver, and I tell you that Spartans did a good job downfield covering up the Buckeye receivers, and he was able to free himself up some time back there. But I tell you, it was just a nice job by the line to keep him off as long as they could.
Edwards picks up about 10, will bring up 3rd and 3. Buckeyes on their own 29-yard line. 3rd and 3 situation for the Buckeyes. Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Bear Lewis on the left side, and it looks like Bear's got a Buckeye first down.
Tell you, another misdirection play. We saw a lot of that last week, a little cross-buck action, and what you're trying to do there is get your defense keying on David Jolly, and then you give the ball to Bear Lewis going backside, and like you said, picked up first down, and he was tackled in there by Housen of the Spartans.
A week ago, the Buckeyes rushed for 296 yards against Belpre, and off to a good start tonight in this one, running the football. 1st and 10, Nelsonville York on their own 35. Edwards takes a snap, drops straight back to pass. Throws long to this side to Hartman, and it's knocked away by the Spartans. Knocked away by Matt Demoski.
Yeah, it looked like Demoski looked like he got tied up a little bit with Hartman that time, but that's a nice call there by the official and letting the boys go after the football.
And again, even though that falls incomplete, good call by the Buckeyes. It'll loosen up the line of scrimmage a little bit more.
And we've definitely seen the last 2 or 3 ball games where defenses are playing 8, 9 people in the box trying to stop that power running game that the Buckeyes have been putting on. And you need plays like that to every now and then just to free up, like you said, free up that defense.
Buckeyes 2nd and 10 on their own 35. Alexander blitzing, pitch out to Bear Lewis to this side. Bear breaks a tackle, and now he will be taken down, but a nice game by Bear Lewis. It's like he picks up about 9 yards for the Buckeyes.
They had a couple Spartans in on that tackle was Cunningham and Cody Richards, and they had nice 9-yard gain that time by Bear.
So the Buckeyes 3rd and 1 on their own 44. Buckeyes out of the power I formation. Hodgson, Lewis, and Jolly in the backfield. Jay Edwards at quarterback. Takes a snap, hands it off. David Jolly's got the first down for Nelsonville York as he crosses midfield and takes it to the Alexander 49.
Tell you, Cunningham on the tackle again, and tell you the Spartans. I tell you, they are timing Jay's cadence down perfect, and I don't know if you can see it. They're hitting that line of scrimmage as soon as we're hiking the football, and the Spartans got in the backfield. Bear was able to pick up that lead, that block that time, but nice job by David to be able to pick up enough yards for the first down.
Buckeyes on the Spartan 49, out of the power I on 1st and 10. Edwards back to pass, rolls to the far side. Let's see if he'll run with it. He's going to throw, and it is complete. It looked like Hodgson was hit early to boot, and a flag does come in, but Hodgson made the catch for a first down.
Tell you, Hodgson was jumping in the middle of the field because Jay's main receiver is to the outside of the field. Josh is like a secondary, if not third receiver. Key receiver at time is Joey Smelter, which is well covered, but I'll tell you, nice catch at time by Hodgson.
And Alexander's Spartan defensive back hit Hodgson early right before the ball arrived, and the flag comes in, but again, Josh catches it anyway. Be a gain of about 13, and again, a Buckeye first down.
I'll tell you, a lot of people don't realize how hard it is, too, for when your quarterback's rolling one side and to stop and to turn his hips and throw backside. I tell you, that's just a nice job by Jay Edwards.
Pass interference on Alexander. That is declined, and roughing the quarterback called on the Spartans. So the Buckeyes will get a 15-yard penalty tacked onto this on Alexander. On top of the catch by Josh Hodgson.
And I really don't know. I wish he was outside the pocket. I'm not sure of the ruling in high school.
John.
Water for swimming.
Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Spartan 21 out of the I formation. 6 minutes to play in the first half. 14-0 Buckeyes. Option coming, and Edwards hit from behind. And that'll be a loss for the Buckeyes.
And that's why, to go back a couple plays ago, the Spartans right now, they're running some stunts up front, and they're hitting that line of scrimmage as soon as the cadence is announced for that hike, and they're just getting in there before the Buckeyes can get their play going.
Loss of 4 for the Buckeyes, back to the Spartan 25. 2nd down and 14. Nelsonville York in the I formation. Edwards back to pass, throwing along on the left side, and it is caught. Touchdown Buckeyes.
Hey, nice, perfect throw by Jay Edwards. I tell you, what concentration you got to have, Joey Smelter. He jumped up between 2 receivers, and that ball hit him right in the chest. Just nice play that time by the Buckeyes.
Joe Smeltzer pulls in the touchdown pass from 25 yards out from Jay Edwards. Buckeyes once again attempting the extra point. And a flag comes in, and the whistles blow the extra point attempt dead. It's offsides on Alexander. So they'll mark it half the distance to the goal, and the Buckeyes will attempt the extra point once again. And the Buckeyes are faking it. Pitch back to Edwards. Edwards rolling to the far side. And Edwards is taken down. And of course the two-point conversion attempt fails for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville York, however, leads Alexander 20-0. 5:11 remaining here in the first half. Bear Lewis to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Ryland Kirkendall back deep. Lewis with the approach and a short kick. And the Spartans will just, no, they haven't covered it up yet. But it looks like they now do have it back on their own 15-yard line.
They had a nice hustle by the Buckeyes to get down there. That ball, like you said, they thought Kirkendall was going to pick it up. It took a bad bounce from him, and
so the Spartans will start out on their own 15-yard line. Timeout is called by Nelsonville York. 5:11 to play in the first half, 20-0 Buckeyes. Alexander 1st and 10 from their own 15. Handoff goes to Cody Richards, and he's got some running room for the Spartans as he'll cross the 25 of Alexander and takes it to the 27. He gains 12 yards.
Had Gene Hartman on the tackle, and they had nice play by the Spartans that time. I don't know if that was a read option or just a dive, and tell you, just a good blocking up front that time by the Alexander Spartans.
Clock running under 5 minutes to play in the first half.
They had 37 yards on the ground tonight for Cody Richards.
Matt Demoski at quarterback for Alexander. Takes a snap, hands it off on the right side, and the Buckeyes all over it.
That's I believe that's John McCullough on the tackle for the Buckeyes that time. And
Cody Richards took the handoff, and he was met immediately after taking hold of the football. That'll be about a 3-yard loss. Spartans with it back on their own 23-yard line, second down and 13. 4:12 to play in the second quarter. Kirkendall goes in motion and lines up at tailback. Matt Demoski has a word with the fullback. Handoff straight up the middle to Cody Richards, and he'll pick up 2, where to bring up 3rd and 11.
I saw Adam Wagner in on that tackle, and I believe Trevor Polly also. And tell you, they're really trying to hit the middle of that offensive or defensive line of the Buckeyes, and they've kind of went away from Ryland Kirkendall the last series.
Spartans with the ball on their own 25-yard line, where it's 3rd down and 11 with 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Let's see if Demoski puts it in the air for the Spartans. Fakes the handoff, being rushed, and he's going to be sacked.
Hey, Josh Hodson read that perfect and was able to get a big sack that time, almost a 12-yard minus yardage tackle there for Josh Hodson. It's going to put the Spartans deep into their territory with this punt. Buckeyes should come out with excellent field position.
So now it's 4th down and 22 for Alexander, back on their own 15. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to play as the clock runs here in the first half. And the Buckeyes jump off sides. Let's see if a Spartan might have moved on the far side, but
looks like that will be on the Buckeyes.
Offsides on Nelsonville York. But of course, it's still 4th and 17 after the 5-yard penalty. The Spartans will have it on their own 20 after the 5-yard mark off. 20-0 Buckeyes, 2:41 to play in the first half. David Jolly, Jay Edwards back deep to receive the punt. Takes a Buckeye bounce, and it's out of bounds. Nelsonville York with good field position right around the 47 of Alexander.
I tell you, the Spartans, I know they've been able to scout us, not actually us the last 4 weeks, but just seems like we're always playing the team that the Spartans are getting ready to play the following week. And so I know they've seen our special teams. They've seen us, especially David Jolly and Jay Edwards back returning punts, and that time they kicked away from both of them.
Yeah, we ended up getting to know the scouts from Alexander pretty well. They were following the Buckeyes for several weeks. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the 47 of the Spartans. Out of the shotgun, Jay Edwards. David Jolly in motion on the far side. Edwards rolls to this side looking for a receiver. And now he'll be sacked.
It looked like his intended receiver was Hodson, and Hodson was covered in there by Housen in the secondary, and Jay tried to pull it down, make a couple yards out of it. Came up with about a minus 5 yards there for the Buckeyes.
So the Buckeyes now 2nd down and about 16, back on their own 47. Clock now running under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Jay Edwards out of the shotgun once again. 3 wide receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Bear Lewis in the Buckeye backfield to block. Edwards rolls to this side, throws, and it is caught by David Jolly, but it's a short game for the Buckeyes.
It looked like Jay was on a sprint draw at time, or a sprint out, was able to hit Jolly. Would run a little down and out pattern, and looked like Hodson and Smeltzer on this side to try and take their receivers deep and get Jolly the ball underneath them, and a nice coverage at time by the Spartans, and pushed out in there by Brozak and Hodson.
Gain of 1, and the clock stops as Jolly goes out of bounds. 1:38 to play in the second quarter. Buckeyes now a 3rd down and 15. Jay Edwards out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers split out on each side. Jolly coming in motion. Flag comes in and whistles blow the play dead.
Looked like we might have had a motion on the Buckeyes.
A legal procedure on Nelsonville York. Official wrongly pointed towards Alexander on the first indication, but of course it is on Nelsonville York on the legal procedure. 5-yard penalty. Now the Buckeyes 3rd down and 20. Buckeyes on their own 42-yard line.
I tell you, the Spartans have done a nice job in the secondary covering up these Buckeyes receivers.
Now Jay Edwards under center at quarterback, drops straight back. It looks like the Buckeyes setting up a screen, pass to Bear Lewis. Bear Lewis has got the 1st down and more, breaks away, Bear Lewis. Bear Lewis down close to the goal line, but actually down right around the 3. Alexander saying he fumbled, but
I tell you, Rylan Kirkendall did a good job of trying to strip that ball away from Bear.
nice run by Bear Lewis. Nice play call by the Buckeyes on the screen pass.
Hey, it looked like they had a double screen set up on that play because it was David Jolly on the outside and Bear was in the middle. Both set up looked like for a screen. And
so the Buckeyes 1st and goal at the Spartan 3. 1 minute to play. I believe the Buckeyes still have 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Out of the I formation, the Buckeyes pitch out to David Jolly. David Jolly cuts it up, and David Jolly is in for the Buckeye touchdown from 3 yards out.
A nice double team block here on the defensive end by the Buckeyes, and that freed up the lane for David Jolly. Scoreboard now reads 26-0 Nelsonville York. Tell you, that's 47 yards tonight, unofficial 47 yards, but 3 touchdowns for senior David Jolly.
Jay Edwards attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 52 seconds remaining in the first half of play here at Alexander High School. The Buckeyes lead the Spartans 27-0. Bear Lewis to kick it away for Nelsonville York. They approach, and the kick, a squib kick coming to this side. Let's see if it'll get out of bounds. It will not, as the Spartans will cover it up. And obviously you can't, on one hand you want to let it go and see if it gets out of bounds, but of course some orange jerseys are flying up the field and you got to cover that ball up. It's a free ball.
Yeah, if that ball goes out of bounds right there, the Spartans would have 1st and 10 from the 35. But like you said, you don't know if that takes one bounce, it could stay in bounds, and the Buckeyes were down the field ready to jump on that ball.
It looks like Cody Richards is shook up for the Spartans. Hopefully he'll be okay, but it looks like he's a little woozy right now, and we have an official timeout. 51 seconds to play here in the first half. The Buckeyes leading 27-0. Spartans 1st down and 10 from their own 28. Matt Demoski at quarterback. Throws on the right side, and Demoski is hit right as he releases that ball.
I'll tell you, he was hit hard too in there by Adam Barber. I think even Adam Barber got a little hurt on that play, and he's coming out.
Matt Demoski gets up slow for the Spartans, the quarterback, as he's blindsided by Adam Barber, but Barber looks like he might have injured his arm a little bit. Again, hopefully he'll be fine and be able to get back in there. And 47 seconds to play here in the first half, 27-0 Buckeyes, and the Spartans now 2nd down and 10. They'll go out of the I formation. Handoff comes to this side, and the Buckeyes all over it for a yard loss.
Yeah, I tell you, the Buckeyes stayed home, and just a great job that time by Bear Lewis not to go with that fake, stay home, and something could come back to you, and that's what happened right there.
I believe it was Aaron Bach on the carry. Spartans 3rd down and 11 now on their own 27. Clock running at 20 seconds to play in the second quarter. Alexander out of the I formation. Demoski back to pass, and he'll throw it long on the right side, and it's knocked away by the Buckeyes. Gene Hartman in coverage.
Hey, a nice coverage that time, running the fade route, and just a 3-step drop, and you're trying to throw the ball up to your wide receiver and let him go up and get the ball, and just nice coverage that time by Hartman.
So the Spartans now with 5 seconds left here in the first half. They're back on their own 27-yard line. It's 4th and 11. Let's see if the Spartans will go for it and hang up one more long pass. Buckeyes can get a quick sack. Pitch out to the right side. Kirkendall will run with it. And Kirkendall is knocked out of bounds. He'll pick up about 7 yards, maybe 8 yards for the Spartans, and that play draws the first half to a close. Of course, the Buckeyes heavy favorites coming into this game, but you got to show up and play, and that's what the Buckeyes have done here in the first half at Alexander.
Tell you, the Buckeyes, I tell you, the Buckeye front line has just been real impressive tonight. And right now, Buckeyes David Jolly up to 49 yards, and Bear Lewis, I tell you, which is running right up the middle of this football field, 64 yards rushing just in the first half. So just a great job by this front offensive line of that Buckeyes.
27-0 Nelsonville York at halftime here at Alexander High School. Bear Lewis getting ready to kick it away to begin the second half. And coming into this game, David Jolly had 944 yards rushing, so he needed 56 to hit that 1,000 mark.
And right now I got Jolly down for 48 yards. So he's getting awful close to that. Hopefully we'll see him break that 1,000-yard mark here on that first possession of the third quarter. Some quick unofficial stats for the Buckeyes. David Jolly, 9 carries, 48 yards, and 3 touchdowns all on the ground. Barry Lewis leading the Buckeyes, 8 carries, 64 yards. Jay Edwards, 6 carries, 19 yards. Edwards, 3 of 4 through the air right now for 40 yards.
Buckeyes kick it away. The return man will bring it out to about the 37 of Nelsonville York.
Hey, Brad Richards and Adam Barber on that tackle. And tell you, another one of those kind of a squib kick by the Buckeyes. And I tell you, it hung up there. And I know Richards was thinking, hurry up, come down, because tell you, the Buckeyes were coming downfield hard.
So the Spartans will take over on their own 37, first down and 10.
Tell you, first half stats for Spartans. Cody Richards led them on the ground. Rylan Kirkendall had a good first quarter, and then they kind of went to an inside game. And Richards ended up with 38 yards.
Demoski with a handoff to Kirkendall, and he'll pick up about 3 yards to the 40-yard line of Alexander.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Hodson on the tackle from his defensive end position. And
again, the Buckeyes have, with the TVC championship this year, of course, they're short of at least a tie. Even if the Spartans would come back and pull this one out, they trail 27-0 as we begin the second half. Handoff to Kirkendall, and he's going to take it to about the 45-yard line.
Tell you, Edwards and McCall on that tackle, and tell you, nice job up front by that offensive line of the Spartans. Nice first drive here. We got the third down in just 2 yards. Kirkendall's done a nice job touching the ball.
Buckeyes with the TVC title this year in the Ohio Division. That's 16 championships for Nelsonville York. Third down and 2 now for the Spartans on their own 45. Demoski hands it off to Kirkendall, and he's hit, and he falls forward. He may have that first down. Nice hard running by Kirkendall.
And Cody Richards had that lead block and hit Zach Talbert in the backfield to help free up Kirkendall that time, and looks like he will have enough for that first down.
And it is a first down for the Spartans on their own 47.
32 yards right now on 9 carries for Kirkendall.
Sir Jay! Sir Jay! Sir!
Matt Demoski leads his team to the line of scrimmage.
Don't forget, right down there.
Pitch out coming this side to Kirkendall, and he is hit hard by Patrick Norway.
Wow, I tell you, Norway came up on a sprint and just made a big-time hit.
Who was that?
And Zach Talbert coming from the inside, one way or another, Kirkendall was going to get hit hard that time, and man, I'll tell you what, a hit by Norway.
Norway just a sophomore for the Bucks. It's a 3-yard loss. It's second down and 13 for Alexander on their own 44-yard line. 9 minutes, 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Again, the Buckeyes leading 27-0. Spartans out of the I formation. Man in motion to the far side. Demoski will hand it off to Kirkendall. He's got a hole on the left side. He crosses midfield and takes it into Buckeye territory right around the 48.
Hey, John McCall on that tackle. That time the Spartan offense ran a little bit of motion. Buckeyes actually switched with the motion, opened up a hole to the backside, and tell you, lead block there by Cody Richards, and then tell you, nice run by Rylan Kirkendall.
Third down and about 5 for the Spartans at the Buckeye 48. Kirkendall, the lone back for the Spartans. Matt Demoski over center at quarterback on 3rd and 5. Hands it off to Kirkendall, and Kirkendall looks to have the first down for the Spartans.
Tell you, the Spartans had a lot of success running that formation in that first quarter. They actually drove the ball all the way to the 1 yard line earlier in that first half until the Buckeyes stepped up at D and stopped them on the 4th and 1. But you know, the Spartans have definitely shown a lot of positive things out of this formation.
That was really a backbreaker. The Spartans didn't get it in. The Buckeyes then took over on their own 1 yard line, leading 14-0, and then went on a 99-yard drive to go up 20-0. And illegal motion on the Spartans.
It looked like the tight end for the Spartans moved, rocked back, and that will be the first penalty here in the second half on the Spartans.
Of course, Dave Boston Jr. in his 3rd year with Nelsonville York and 3 TVC titles. Obviously doing an outstanding job for the Buckeyes. Sean Arno in his first season with Alexander last year, he was the defensive coordinator at Wellston, and really he's done a good job with the Spartans.
Tell you, I've heard nothing but positive things out of Coach Arno.
Hand off to Kirkendall, and he's taken down. Nice quick run by Ryland Kirkendall, and he's going to pick up about 9.
Yeah, Norway got a hand on him just to slow him down, but Kirkendall is really hitting that hole hard right now, and tell you, he's cutting back. He was 1 player away from breaking it if Norway wouldn't have got a hand on him.
So now it's 2nd down and about 9 for the Spartans at the Buckeye 42. Alexander out of the I formation. Demoski rolls with it on the right side, being pressured, throws, and it's knocked away and picked off. Buckeyes with the football.
Hey, it was picked off, little tip drill that you work on during your summer practices, and I think it was tipped right to either Jay Edwards or Gene Hartman. I couldn't really get a number on that.
Couldn't tell. Again, we're sitting, by the way, on about the 35-yard line. The stands here at Alexander on the visitor side is offset. And that happened, of course, away from us there. I'm not sure who intercepted that pass, but nice play by the Buckeyes. Option, and Edwards keeps it himself and dives forward for a nice game for the Buckeyes. He'll pick up about 5.
Tell you, Jay did an excellent job of faking at time to that defensive end and pulled him out toward the running back on that option, and he took it inside, and he was 1 player away. They tripped him up inside. It looked like maybe Cunningham got a hand on him and tripped him up.
It was David Jolly who intercepted that pass. Buckeyes 2nd down and 5. Option, pitch out to David Jolly. David Jolly has a Buckeye 1st down. Nice run. And that run right there might have put Jolly over the 1,000-yard mark on this season.
I'm trying to see where the ball was at and where they're marking him at, because it looked like he fell forward a little bit farther than.
Buckeyes 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. 27-0 Buckeyes. Again, David Jolly needed 56 yards tonight to go over 1,000. And we believe he's there. Jay Edwards with it, keeps it himself. Edwards with a nice run, breaks away, and now will finally be taken down. The ball's loose.
Hey, Jay didn't see Kirkendall coming up from behind, and
the Spartans recovered on their own 30.
Yeah, Kirkendall was able to catch him from behind and knock that ball out. And Jay had an excellent run going there. It was a good heads-up play by Kirkendall to come back and go for the ball instead of the tackle.
And Jay Edwards limping slightly. We don't want to see that. 5:55 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 27-0 Buckeyes.
Okay, it's the Buckeyes' first fumble, I believe, on the night.
So Alexander will have it on their own 29. Out of the I formation, Matt Demoski at quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off to Kirkendall, looking for some running room, but he's not finding it this time, and he's taken down for a loss.
Yeah, I believe either Josh Hodson on that tackle, and I couldn't tell if Kirkendall slipped up trying to make a cut, but I did see Josh Hodson down on the ground.
Be a loss of 1, second down and 11 for the Spartans. Back on their own 27. 5 minutes, 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Alexander going out of the I formation. Man in motion to this side. Pitch out coming to this side to Kirkendall. And Kirkendall breaks the tackle on a hard hit from the Buckeyes.
Tell you, Jay Edwards had a big-time hit on him, and Kirkendall, I'll tell you, a lot of credit to him. Boy, he just took that hit and spun off and was able to pick up a first down.
And it will be third down as they mark him back at the 38-yard line. And it's going to be third down and about a half yard. Nice run by Rylan Kirkendall. Looked like it was going to be a loss, and he breaks the tackle.
Okay, we've seen some big-time hits tonight.
Hand off to Kirkendall. Nice tackle by Josh Hodgson. And it's going to bring up fourth down. No gain on the play.
Hey, it looked like no one even touched Josh Hodgson from his defensive end position. And
now Alexander 4th and 1, and it's on their own 38. But being down 27-0, it wouldn't be much of a gamble to go ahead and go for it for the Spartans.
What we might see right here is we might see the Spartans line up, maybe try to go on a hard count, try to pull the Buckeyes off sides like happened a couple times in the first quarter.
Come on, D! Let's go, D! Let's go, defense!
Alexander will go out of the I formation. Demoski takes the snap. He's going to throw over the middle, and it is caught. And they break the tackle. It's up to Joe Smelzer to take him down, and he's not going to get him. Touchdown, Alexander. On a 4th and 1 play, Alexander takes it in from 62 yards out on the pass play.
I thought for sure we would see Cody Richards or Rylan Kirkendall, but you know, looked like the Buckeyes were playing up for that same thing, and tell you, just a nice run after the catch by the Alexander Spartans.
Let's see if the Spartans will kick the extra point or go for the 2-point conversion. 27-6 Buckeyes, 4 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Wilson goes 62 yards with the ball. The reception from
Alexander will go for 2. Demoski over center, quarterback, pitches out to Kirkendall. It's if he's going to try to throw it, but he's going to go down. Nice play by the Buckeyes. I believe that was Josh Hodgson on the far side.
Yeah, Josh, I tell you, he's definitely been the top of his game tonight. He's had some 2 or 3 excellent tackles on Kirkendall, and right there he forced Kirkendall out of his rhythm of setting up and trying to throw that football. And
so the 2-point conversion attempt fails for Alexander. The Buckeyes leading 27-6. 4 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the third period. Cody Richards will kick it away, and of course the Buckeyes have to be aware of a possible onside kick. Buckeyes leading 27-6 with 4:08 to play in the third quarter. Now some players for the Buckeyes will jog up a little closer. And they are kicking an onside kick to the far side. And it looks like the Buckeyes covered up nicely.
Tell you, it was a nice job by the Spartans. They made it look like Cody Richards was doing the kicking, and when actually he come up to the ball, and number 65 that time for the Spartans actually made the kick to the backside where the Buckeyes were not ready for it.
That was Michael Ross on the kick. So nice try by the Spartans, but the Buckeyes covered up. Nice play by the Buckeyes. Nelsonville York with it on their own 41-yard line. First down and 10. Buckeyes out of the I formation. Option coming this side, pitch out to David Jolly. He's got an opening. David Jolly at the 40, David Jolly at the 30. Nice run by David Jolly. He's in for the Buckeye touchdown.
And David definitely went over the 1,000-yard mark there with that nice 65-yard run. 69 yards for David Jolly.
So the Buckeyes lead 33-6. Doesn't take long for the Buckeyes to answer the Spartan touchdown.
They take that back. That was 59 yards on that run by David Jolly.
Jolly now over 100 on the game, and again, definitely over 1,000 on the season. Timeout is called by Nelsonville York. 3:56 to play in the third quarter. The Buckeyes leading 33-6. Buckeyes will attempt the point after touchdown. Nice snap, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:56 to play in the third quarter. Buckeyes 34, Spartan 6. Bear Lewis kicking it away for the Buckeyes. Ball heading towards the end zone, and it will be a touchback. In high school football, once that ball goes into the end zone, it's a touchback.
I'll tell you what, what a kick by Bear Lewis. That was a line drive about 3-4 foot off the ground all the way to about the 20-yard line, and then it just skipped right into the end zone.
So the Spartans will have the ball on their own 20. 34-6 Buckeyes.
Just a reminder that over Thanksgiving weekend, basketball will kick off against McDermott Northwest.
Alexander will go out of the I formation. Hand off the first man through, and the running back is knocked backwards for a loss. Cody Richards on the carry for the Spartans, and it'll be a loss of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I believe either Jarek Dexter or Barry Lewis was in on that tackle, and Jarek getting a little bit of playing time at defensive tackle tonight.
Spartans with the ball on their own 19-yard line. Sean Housen comes in with the Spartan play. Alexander, 2nd and 11. Going out of the I formation. Matt Demoski at quarterback will pitch it out to Kirkendall coming to this side. And Kirkendall's hit pretty hard. He'll get it back to the original line of scrimmage on a 1-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
I've seen Steve Young come off that pile along with Norway and John McCullough. Hey, right now the Buckeyes are coming up and meeting those lead blocks right at the line of scrimmage, and now Kirkendall's having a harder time cutting back where he's been making a lot of his yardage at.
Spartans 3rd down and 10 from their own 20. 2.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Buckeyes with a 28-point lead. Demoski rolls to the right side, looking to throw, does so, and it is caught for a Spartan first down. Alexander has it on their own 31-yard line.
Hey, nice pass that time by Hendrick. He did pick up 12. Well, it is going to be close. It is a first down. I apologize for that. They started moving the chains. I still seen the third down marker up, and
so Alexander 1st and 10 on their own 30, just across the 30. Out of the I formation. Matt Demoski takes a snap, throws over the middle, and the man is wide open for the Spartans. And it'll be down to the Buckeye 45, a gain of 25 for Alexander.
Hey, right now the Spartans have found something. They've had two pass plays across the middle of the football field that have went for one a touchdown and the other a 25-yard gain. that was going to be that quick fake and dump pass that they ran for the touchdown earlier in this half.
So the Spartans 1st and 10 at the Buckeye 45, minute 35 to play, third quarter. Matt Demoski takes a snap, pitches it out to Richards on the right side, and not a whole lot there for the Spartans. Gain of maybe one.
Tell you, Richards, he's pushed out of bounds over there by, I believe, Jay Edwards and Bear Lewis.
Talk about Dave Boston Jr., of course, in his third year with the Buckeyes and 3 straight TVC Ohio Division titles. Of course, he coached here at Alexander, I believe, for about 9 years and won 2 or 3 Hocking Division titles when Alexander was still in the Hocking Division of the TVC. 2nd and about 8 for the Spartans. Hand off to Kirkendall on the right side. Nice run by Ryland Kirkendall.
Tell you, Kirkendall, he's ran hard all night tonight, and I tell you, he's even taken some hits that would put a normal back out of this game. And
first down, Spartans.
Tell you, Kirkendall up to 64 yards tonight on 17 carries, and those are 64 hard fought yards that he's had to get tonight.
Alexander, 1st down and 10 at the Buckeye 35. Demoski hands it off to Kirkendall on the right side. Running room for Ryland Kirkendall. Another nice run.
They have Jay Edwards on the tackle, and looks like he'll pick up almost 5 yards on the play.
2nd down and 5 for Alexander at the Buckeye 30-yard line. 35 seconds to play. Here in the third quarter, the Buckeyes leading the Spartans 34-6. Buckeyes led after the first quarter 14-0, led at halftime 27-0. Demoski takes a snap, hands it off to Kirkendall. Not much there this time. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Bear Lewis that time was on a stunt, and he went right to the hole, was able to trip up the running back there right before he got to maybe a 1-yard gain.
Clock running down here in the third quarter, and that will do it. In the third quarter of play here at Alexander High School, the Buckeyes at the end of 3 leading the Spartans of Alexander 34-6. Spartans 3rd down and 4 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Pitch out to Kirkendall on the left side, cuts it up. Being pursued by the Buckeyes, and Kirkendall will go down for a loss.
Tell you, they ran a little crack back here on Steve Young, trying to take him out. And I'll tell you, Steve fought that the whole time, and just a nice job that time by defensive back to come up and make that tackle.
Brings up 4th down and 6 for Alexander at the Buckeye 31-yard line. Chilly night here at Alexander High School.
That's why we were talking earlier. It seems like we just go directly from those 70-degree nights right into these 30, 40-degree nights, and a lot of people weren't ready for it.
Spartans taking a lot of time. Now coming to the line of scrimmage on 4th and 6 at the Buckeye 31, and they will go for it. Demoski rolling to this side. He's going to throw long. And it is caught for the Spartan touchdown from 31 yards out.
Hey, what a pass and catch there by the Spartans. Just a great throw, and threw it right over top of our defender's head for the touchdown.
So that's twice the Spartans have had a 4th down play go for 6. 34-12 Buckeyes, 10:56 to play.
I think Wilson has both touchdown passes from Demoski.
I believe that was Burt Wilson on the touchdown reception. Demoski throws over the middle, and the 2-point conversion is good. So with 10:56 to play in the fourth quarter, it's the Buckeyes 34 and the Spartans 14. Cody Richards will kick it away, and the Spartans with a lot of players on the far side. Buckeyes with their hands team in. It's an onside kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And the flag comes in.
Hey, the Buckeyes will probably take possession here instead of making them re-kick.
.56 to play in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes with a 20-point lead.
And that time the Spartans came in with the same type of kickoff formation. This time Richards did kick it to the right side of the football field.
Buckeyes 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. We'll go out of the I formation. Bear Lewis at fullback, David Jolly at tailback. Buckeyes with a receiver split out on each side. Jay Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Bear Lewis up the middle. And Bear Lewis with a nice run for the Buckeyes down to the Alexander 45.
And he's brought down in there by Wilson and Brozak on the tackle after about a 12, 11-yard gain by Bear Lewis. And I tell you, Lewis up to 75 yards rushing on the night.
Bear Lewis came into the game with about 550 yards rushing. Jay Edwards came into the game 700 yards passing, 400 yards rushing. 10.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Alexander 44. Edwards back to pass, and he's got Hartman open, but now Edwards flushed out of the pocket. And Edwards with a nice run for the Buckeyes, still going.
Hey,
nice run by Jay Edwards inside the 20.
And like you said, he looked like he had Hartman deep into the secondary, but I'll tell you, he also had a huge lane out here too.
Nice run by Jay Edwards. About a 26-yard pickup. So the Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the 18 of Alexander. 10 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the ball game. The Buckeyes up 34-14. The Buckeyes with the power package. Hodgson, Lewis, and Jolly. Jay Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Bear Lewis on the left side, and he's tripped up. Looks like he'll pick up 4 or 5.
Yeah, coming off the bottom of that pile is Cunningham. I tell you, Cunningham's put together a pretty nice night for the Spartans on the defensive side of the football, and about a 4-yard gain that time by Lewis.
2nd down and 6 for the Buckeyes. Ball resting just inside the 15. Buckeyes once again in the power I. Jay Edwards takes the snap, back to pass, throws, and it is caught for the touchdown by Adam Wagner.
Okay, nice place calling that time by the Buckeye coaching staff. We've had a lot of big-time gains in there by David Jolly, Bear Lewis, and that just frees up Adam Wagner across the middle of that football field for the touchdown.
Buckeyes lead at 40-14. 9:08 to play in the ball game. Buckeyes will attempt the point after touchdown. Talbert with the snap, Hartman with the hold, and the kick is blocked. And the extra point fails, but the Buckeyes with a 40-14 lead over the Spartans of Alexander. 9:08 to play in the fourth quarter. Bear Lewis ready to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Approach and the kick. Traveling to the far side. Return man coming, I believe it's Howson. And he's tripped up by Nelsonville York.
Like John McCullough on the first initial hit by the Buckeyes. And
Spartans will have it on their own 31-yard line. In the Buckeyes and the Spartans. Spartans have never defeated Nelsonville York, and this will be the 39th year in a row But the Spartans have not come up with a victory over the Buckeyes. Man in motion to this side. Spartans on their own 31. Demoski rolls to this side, looking for a receiver. Nearly goes down and gets away from another would-be tackler. Now David Jolly wraps him up, and a host of Buckeyes will take him down right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great coverage downfield by the Buckeye defensive backs. Demoski tried to look long again, and tell you, everybody had him covered. We had a nice rush on this side too by Steve Young or Josh Hodson. And
talking about the Spartans never defeating the Buckeyes in 39 years, and of course there's been some close games, and the two that stand out in my mind the most was, I believe it was 1975 or 76. Alexander was 9-0 and ranked in the top 10 in the state of Ohio. The Buckeyes were 3-5-1, and the game was played here at Alexander, and the Buckeyes pulled a huge upset over the Spartans. And then of course in the 90s, Alexander had the Buckeyes in a bad situation. I believe only like 20 seconds left, punting out of their own end zone, and the punter dropped the snap, and the Buckeyes get on it for a touchdown. And
yeah, that was under a minute to go in that game when the Spartan punter fumbled the ball instead of kicking it or falling on it. The Buckeyes were able to get on it.
Hand off on a counter on the left side, and the Buckeyes all over that one. It's going to be a loss. Loss of 2. It brings up 2nd down and 12. Clock running, 7:40 to play here in the 4th quarter.
And Norway on that tackle for the Buckeyes. And
so 2nd down and 12 for the Spartans. Back on their own 38-yard line out of the I formation. Kirkendall in motion. Demoski rolls to this side, gets away from a would-be tackler. And this time he won't get away. Demoski will go down on a sack.
Adam Barber, a good pursuit from Adam Barber, and keeping Demoski in his sights the whole time. And Demoski moves pretty well back there in that quarterback spot. Was able to avoid Josh Hodson on the rush, and tell you, once again, great coverage downfield this time by the Buckeyes.
Timeout Alexander. They're going to be facing a 3rd down and about 20 from their own 30-yard line with 7:02 to play in the game. The Buckeyes leading 40-14. Spartans now 3rd down and about 20 from their own 30. Pitch out to Kirkendall. It's a halfback pass. Now Kirkendall's going to have to run with it, and he's going to be taken down, and that might be a loss of about a yard. It looks like they'll spot it right at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, tell you, a couple Buckeye, Jarek Dexter in on that, and along with Adam Wagner, and tell you, Dexter getting some playing time in there at defensive tackle now. And
6.5 minutes to play in the game. Spartans 4th down and 20 from their own 30. And the Spartans will punt it away. It will be Cody Richards to do the kicking. Jay Edwards will drop back deep for the Buckeyes. And the Spartans fake it. Kirkendall with the football. Now he's going to throw. And it is caught, but it's short of the 1st down. No, they say it is incomplete, but even if it was caught, he was a yard shy of the 1st down, trying to make that diving catch.
He has a big risk there, and by the Spartans, even though they're down, but now they're going to give the Buckeyes excellent field position. And
Buckeyes will bring in the 2nd team offense, leading 40-14 with 6:09 to play in the game. They've got the ball at the Spartan 30. Michael Barrick at quarterback for the Buckeyes. Hands it off to the first man through, running room. Nice run. I believe that's Stephen Gold.
It is Stephen Gold running that dive play, and I'll tell you, he took it all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
So the Buckeyes have it right around the 11. It looks like the Buckeyes can get a first down, I believe. Just inside the 1. Barrick hands it off straight up the middle.
And that's
nice run.
And that's Steve Young, who they lined up at the fullback spot, trying to get him a touchdown to end his.
And Steve Young will say, "Give it to me one more time." He got it down close. He got it down to the 2-yard line on a gain of about 8. Michael Barrick over center at quarterback, freshman quarterback. Hands it off to Young, takes it to the outside. Steve Young in for the touchdown.
Tell you, it's nice to see Steve Young. He plays that defensive end, and he also plays lineman. And I tell you, Steve is sitting in there at about 145 pounds playing that line guard position. And I tell you, nice to see him get awarded with a couple runs here and getting him into the end zone.
And the Buckeyes will go for 2 with their second team offense in the game. Michael Barrick over center at quarterback. Takes a snap, and he's going to throw over the middle. And the 2-point conversion will fail. But the Buckeyes lead the Spartans 46-14 with 5:09 to play. Jason Whitmore will be kicking for the Buckeyes. And the kick will be taken by an up man. I believe it's Cody Richards. Buckeyes have a hold of him, and
I'll tell you, Stephen Goldwood.
He held on to him, waiting for some support. The Buckeyes get him down.
He was not letting go.
Buckeyes with their second team defense in the game. 5 minutes to play. The Buckeyes leading 46-14. Buckeyes took control of this game early and did not look back. Spartans out of the I formation from their own 33-yard line. Pitch out to Kirkendall on the left side. And Kirkendall will be taken down. Good job by the Buckeyes second team defense. It was a nice game for Kirkendall, but
tell you, number
gain
30,
of about 5.
Tell you, Nathan Fox came up and forced Kirkendall to step inside on that, and I think it might have been Brad Richards on that far side playing that cornerback position with the tackle. And
so the Spartans second down, and actually it was a gain of 4, second down and 6. Alexander on their own 37.
Hey, I see the Buckeyes down there breaking out the TVC championship T-shirts.
3-peat for the Buckeyes. And the Buckeyes all over it. Good job by the second team defense. That'll be a loss of about 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Looked like Tyler Moore from that nose guard spot getting in there, making that tackle on, I believe, maybe Cody Richards. And
so Alexander, 3rd down and 9 on their own 34-yard line. Demoski rolling to this side after a fake handoff, throwing along. Man is open, but it goes through his hands, incomplete.
Hey, that was Wilson on the miss there. I tell you, he was wide open, a lot more wide open than he was on his earlier touchdowns on the night. And Brad Richards in coverage for the Buckeyes, and head coach Dave Boston doing a little teaching on the sideline after that play. Again, it's good to get the younger guys into the game. And valuable playing experience.
Pass is thrown on 4th down and 9. Kirkendall's got it. And a huge block for the Spartans. Nice play for Alexander down to the Buckeye 36. Gain of about 30.
That was a nice block there by number 4, coming back and making that block, which I believe was Housen.
Spartans with their first team offense still in the game with under 4 minutes to play, and the Buckeyes leading 46-14. Hand off to Kirkendall. He's got a hole. Kirkendall with quick running, and he's going to pick up a Spartan first down. Looks like he's got enough. Wait for the spot.
Like Nathan Fox in on that tackle for the Buckeyes. And
have an official timeout. And it looks like they will measure. No, they will not. The head ref comes over and takes a look at it, and he says that's a first down.
And the official said it's 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go, and it's a first down.
First down and 10 for the Spartans at the Buckeye 26. Hand off to Kirkendall. Kirkendall still going, and Ryland Kirkendall is going to take it in from 26 yards out for the Spartan score. And it's now 46-20 in favor of the Buckeyes. Let's see if Alexander will go for 2 or attempt the extra point. Ryland Kirkendall getting a touchdown. He's one of the seniors here at senior night at Alexander, and he gets a touchdown here with 3.5 minutes to play. Very good running back for the Spartans.
Yeah, I tell you, he started here since his freshman year, I believe, at that tailback spot, and he'll go in for that 2-point conversion.
So with 3.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter at Alexander High School, Buckeyes 46, Spartans 22. We got the Buckeye cheerleaders, and they've got the TVC champions shirts on. The Buckeye cheerleaders are Rachel Kilbarger, Allison Standall, Kaylee Boston, Emily Brown, Tiffany Kiefer, Ariel Mulford, Allie Reese, Raven Kyle, Bethany McCullough, Ashley Newman, Brittany Six, Amanda Smathers, and Kendra Smathers. Again, the Buckeyes with a 3-peat.
I'm sure we'll see Alexander here try another onside kick. And
of course, they're saying it's the first time in the TVC Ohio division that a team's won it outright 3 years in a row, and technically that is right. The Buckeyes, I believe, won it the last year. It was just the Tri-Valley Conference in '92, and then they won it the first 2 years that it was the Ohio Hockey Division. The Buckeyes won it in '93 and '94, so the Buckeyes won it undisputed 3 years in a row then, but again, it is technically correct. 3 years in a row, the first team to do it, the Buckeyes here in the Ohio Division. Onside kick by Alexander. And once again, it goes out of bounds.
Okay, nice job by the Buckeyes of just letting the ball bounce out of bounds and come away with great field position. And we'll see what the Spartans do here. Last time the Buckeye number 2 offense marched the ball down the field and put a touchdown in, and against the number 1 defense of the Spartans. And tell you, it looks like the Spartans are going to stay with their ones for the remainder of this football game.
So the Buckeyes with possession of the football on their own 42-yard line. Out of the I formation, Michael Barrick hands it off straight up the middle, and it'll be across the 45 to about the 46, a gain of 4.
I think that was Stephen Gold again on the carry for the Buckeyes. And
one thing we haven't mentioned tonight, of course, the Buckeyes still in the running for postseason play next week. The Buckeyes currently 8th in Division 5, Region 19 in the computer rankings. And the Buckeyes need a little help to get in. One team the Buckeyes could pass is Adena ahead of them. They are playing an 0-9 team this week. And Federal Hocking right behind Nelsonville York in the 9th position. And if the Buckeyes win, which they will here tonight, and if Federal Hocking wins at Waterford, Federal Hocking will definitely pass the Buckeyes. But the last report, Federal Hocking was losing at Waterford 21-7.
Yeah, and I tell you, that would be, I call it an upset win for Waterford. And
Buckeyes 3rd down and about 3. Hand off to the tailback, and the Spartans all over that play of the Buckeyes. That'll be a yard loss.
That's Norway on the carry. And right now, like I said earlier, the ones of the Spartans are still in this ball game. And
the playoff possibilities are almost endless. Of course, behind Nelsonville York, Trimble in the 10th position, Johnstown Monroe, number 11, and they could, I believe they're playing Northridge tonight, and they could pick up some points, and even further on back.
And there's still that scenario that, a couple of things have to go wrong, but
Buckeyes on 4th down on the right side. And let's see if the Buckeyes got the first down. It's very close. It looks like he did get it.
And it looked like Patrick Norway did pick up, was the ball carrier.
It is a first down. Minute 30 to play.
But, what I was getting ready to say is Amanda Clear Creek, which is down there at 4 and 5, still has a chance. Yet maybe slim chance, but
they're playing at Tays Valley, who is 6 and 3.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's a lot of points right there.
And also Adena beat Amanda Clear Creek, so the Buckeyes need Tays Valley to win also to keep points away from Adena, who's in the 6th position. Nice run by the Buckeyes. Clock running now under 1 minute to play in this game. 46-22, Nelsonville York.
I'll tell you, that was Greg Waring.
And Dave Boston Sr. just took a cold shower.
Yeah, very, very, very cold shower. And well-deserving.
The Buckeyes dumped the Gatorade bucket on head coach Dave Boston. And again, Coach Boston in his 3rd year has got his 3rd Ohio Division TVC championship.
Yeah, what an accomplishment, not only by these players, but the coaching staff too. And
that's the thing when we're talking about playoff possibilities. Even if the Buckeyes don't make it to postseason, it's been another great year. Of course, the Buckeyes finished the regular season 7 and 3 and another league championship. And obviously, that's always the #1 goal when the season kicks off, is to win that league.
Yeah, it is, and that's what your first goal is to take that league championship. And once again, something that we talked about earlier. 3 times in a row now, Ohio Division champions under Coach Dave Boston and staff. Hats off to these Buckeyes and to the coaching staff. Great job.
46-22, the final score. Nelsonville York, they keep the streak alive. It's now 39 years and counting. The Buckeyes have never lost to the Spartans in school history. And again, this is the 39th year in a row. And obviously each senior class that comes through, they don't want to be the ones to lose to the Spartans. And of course, Sean Arno, the new head coach in his first year at Alexander, it looks like he's making some improvements with this team, and they might be heard from down the road.
I tell you, you can tell by looking at this Spartan team that they're doing a lot of things right. And that's the first step is to get these kids believing in Coach Arno's system. And he's got a good coaching staff. And like you said, I think things are definitely turning the right way here for this Alexander Spartan football program. And they showed it tonight. They had a lot of positive plays, moved the ball very well at times against the Buckeyes, but the Buckeye defense stood up and once again come away with a big 46-22 win.
Again, hats off to the Buckeyes of Nelsonville York. The 3rd straight year this year, the Buckeyes have started 2 and 3, but then come back to go 5 and 0 in the Ohio Division of the TVC to capture the league title.
some quick stats for the Buckeyes. On the ground, they were led by David Jolly, and these are very unofficial, but Jolly goes in at 4 touchdowns on the night, 11 carries for 116 yards, in which he goes over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. Bear Lewis, 10 carries, 79 yards. Jay Edwards, 9 carries, 66 yards. Through the air tonight, I had Jay Edwards, four receptions on 5 attempts for 53 yards. The Buckeyes had a total of 17 first downs on the night, 4 penalties for 30 yards. For the Spartans, they were led on the ground by Ryland Kirkendall, which had a good second half after falling off a little bit in the second quarter there when Cody Richards took over control, but 23 carries for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. Cody Richards, 9 carries, 42 yards. Hendrick, which had a big night through the air, over 100.
Demoski.
I'm sorry, had 164 yards through the air tonight, and Wilson was his big target tonight with 104 of those yards.
And our Alexander Offensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Victorian Village Apartments. And this was a tough decision. You had Matt Demoski with a great night throwing the ball for Alexander. You also have Ryland Kirkendall, who's really the workhorse and really runs well for the Spartans, quick and broke a lot of tackles. And we have to give it to somebody, and we've decided on Ryland Kirkendall.
Yeah, Kirkendall, 23 carries, 106 yards, and 1 touchdown. And I think you mentioned it. He is the workhorse. He is the person that this Alexander offense leans on. And he just had an outstanding game, because I tell you, he took some shots tonight and just kept going. And I definitely think that's who this well-deserved award should go to, be Ryland Kirkendall.
And the Alexander Defensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Lewis Floor Covering, goes to Scott Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham, which was in on 6 tackles tonight for the Spartans, and did a nice job trying to control Bear Lewis in the middle of that football field, and we know that's not an easy job to do, and he was in on a number of tackles, first contact tackles especially. So nice job on the defensive side of the ball for Scott Cunningham tonight.
And our Nelsonville York Defensive Player of the Game, again, as we said many times, when you get such a great team effort out of the Buckeyes on both sides of the ball, it's hard to pick just one, but we've selected tonight Josh Hodgson as the Buckeye Defensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Paradise Beach Tanning.
And Hodgson in on 6 tackles tonight also, but a lot of those minus yardage tackles, and you can't take away the pressures that he put on Demoski tonight at that quarterback spot, because he had him sprinting out all over the place tonight, and just a big game, way to close out, hopefully not close out his senior year. Hopefully one more week left, or another week for the Buckeyes, but tell you, a nice Week 10 defensive game for Josh Hodgson.
And our Nelsonville York Offensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Pit Stop Carryout. And of course, you had tonight David Jolly going over 1,000 yards on the season. And of course, I'm sure David would say the same thing. A big reason is that offensive line up front. And we give the Offensive Player of the Game to Travis Saylor of the Buckeye offensive line.
Well, Travis, a senior offensive lineman, and I believe Travis has started since his sophomore year up front at offensive tackle. And I tell you, the Buckeyes over almost 300 yards rushing tonight. And you don't get that just by handing the ball off every single play. Your line up front has to be moving people down the football field.
And especially, as you mentioned earlier in the game, we've seen teams just gang up on the line of scrimmage, but yet the Buckeye offensive line still seems to open up holes.
Yeah, and right now, since the Megs game, we've seen 8 people in the box, and I'll tell you, the Buckeye line has just picked up every single block and have given our backs holes to run in. And Travis Saylor is just one of those big linemen up front that is definitely provided great leadership up front, but also just been a great blocker for David Jolly, Bear Lewis, and Jay Edwards.
And again, congratulations, David Jolly, going over 1,000 yards on his in his senior season. Buckeyes with a big win over Alexander here at Alexander High School, 46-22. The Buckeyes up their overall record to 7-3, and again finished 5-0 in the Ohio Division of the TVC. The Buckeyes, for the third year in a row, TVC champs of the Ohio Division. Again, the Buckeyes winning 46-22 tonight, and now it's the scoreboard watching and checking the computers and to see if the Buckeyes are going to make it into postseason play next week.
And we hope to be here wherever the Buckeyes are at next week.
Again, the Buckeyes defeat Alexander 46-22. For Jason McCumber on camera and Eric Dean, this is Jim McCumber saying, so long, everybody.